In this video I'm going to be telling you about personal independence payment and what you need to be or have to be eligible. Personal independence payment eligibility: you must be aged 16 to 64 and have a health condition, disability where you have difficulty with daily living or getting around, or both, for 3 months. Especially these difficulties to continue for at least 9 months unless you're terminally ill with less than 6 months to live. Basically, if you're going to die, they'll give you money. You must live in England and Scotland and Wales for at least 2 of the last 3 years and be in one of these categories when you apply. If you recently returned to the UK from a EEA country, you might be eligible to get PIP sooner. The Northern Ireland, the process is different in Northern Ireland. You can get PIP whether you're working or not. There is additional rules if you live abroad or if you're not a British citizen. Living abroad, I won't read that part. British citizen, you live in Britain in real life or from the Channel Islands. I won't read that part. Daily living is for preparing food. If you need help, you may get disputed living allowance for the daily living component. If you need help cooking food, washing, cleaning, toilet, dressing, undressing, reading and communicating, making budgeting decisions, engaging with other people. Mobility difficulties: you may be entitled to people if you have trouble moving around. How your assessment is worked out. Let's go to next. What you get, personal independence is paid every 4 weeks. You'll need an assessment to work out the level of help you will get. You will be rigorously viewed to make sure you get the right amount of support. The DWP, won't read that part. Basically, you have to be ill and to get disability living allowance. So yeah, you have to be really ill to get that. This was, well, it's PIP, it's called, not disability living allowance. It used to be called disability living allowance, but it's all been changed around in recent times to make it difficult for people to cut benefits. It was done. When was the change done to DLA? I'll tell you when the change was done. 2012. Yeah, 2012. Well, the government announced it when they come into power. Mr. David Cameron announced the changes when he came into power. When I'll tell you when that was. When did the Conservatives come into power? 2010. Yeah, 2010. George Osborne called a general, a emergency budget, and David Cameron came into power. He was Prime Minister up until he gave up his job in 2016 after the EU referendum, when he lost the vote for Remain. David Cameron's in power with the Conservatives since 1992. Margaret Thatcher was the last other person who was sort of in charge of that party. Mr. George Osborne is one who announced the change to PIP, or DLA as it was called back then when they came into power in 2010. George Osborne.
The time in Georgia.
George Osborne.
6:16 p.m. Here's some information about George Osborne.
George Osborne was the Chancellor of the Exchequer. George Osborne was born in 1971. He was Chancellor of the Exchequer for the Conservative Party. And now he's editor of the Daily Star or Daily Mirror, something like that. I don't care what he was, he's a prick anyway. But he was the editor he was the Chancellor for the government for a couple of years. So he's one who announced these changes to DLA, or PIP as it's now called, and ATOS are now the people who are in charge of the benefit. They sort of assess you for it. They're not in charge, but they assess you for the eligibility for the benefit. ATOS. 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 ATOS.
According to Wikipedia, Atos is a European IT services corporation with its headquarters in Maison, France, and offices worldwide.
Atos is an IT specialist. They provide so-called doctors for the DWP who strike people off their benefits. What's the history to Atos? The history to Atos is let's look at Wikipedia. 1988. Over 30 years ago they were established, and they got offices worldwide. But they're the company what assess you for your DLA or PIP. They're an IT specialist. I will put a link to their Wikipedia page in the description down below, so you can see exactly what Atos are. So they provide computer services and they assess people with their medical, medical inverted commas, assessments. So or Capita. They also assess people, but they're a European IT company. It says on Wikipedia. I'm looking at it on the screen right now. What else can I say about Atos? They're messing people's lives up. That's one thing I could say about Atos. Destroying people's way of living, as they say. It's like that Simpsons doctor. Hello, Dr. Nick. The fake doctor. That's what Atos are. Fake doctors. They're not really proper health professionals. They just provide doctors which are not doctors, which make up lies and tell fibs about people and get people to struck off their benefits. There's not much I can say about them. Let's have a little look. Let's type in okay, and pip. Let's see. Well, what I'm going to do is I'll put a link to the actual documentation I've got in front of me, you know, the pip thing was in front of me in the description. So people get to, you know, YouTube. Yeah, I'll put a link in my channel's recent videos so people get to see the you know, the information which I need to you know, look at for these so-called ATOS assessments. I'll end this video here and I'll edit stuff onto it as I go along.